guys, in this video, I will show you how to use a genie grip to make some space for your arm triangle. Trap your partner's arm, look towards your arm, roll over, yeah, and escape the arm triangle choke. Oos. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. No need for a long introduction, the title says it all. Let's get to it. Arm triangle escapes. Now, short disclaimer, if you find yourself in an arm triangle, you have messed up. Congratulations. Escaping is very hard, maybe even impossible. So prepare for failure, but we're still gonna try anyways. So in an arm triangle, usually about the setup, guys, check out our arm triangle video on how to submit here, but today we're gonna do the defense. My partner has me an arm triangle. The earlier I escape, so before his head positioning is in, I can just circle out and start escaping. I'm not even gonna cover this, guys, because this is not even an arm triangle. This is the setup to an arm triangle. We're gonna start in the fully locked arm triangle. His head is to my head, yeah. If I pass out in this video, so be it. My partner is eventually going to be on his toes, tripod, and put all this pressure in. Finish me with this arm triangle here. Now, what we're gonna do, we have a really cool video on the channel by a guy named Craig Jones from Australia, I guess. He does an arm triangle escape. We're gonna start off with this one, and I agree with him. He says this stuff, like blocking here, grabbing your leg, it's not that it doesn't work, maybe it works for you, but I'm not a big fan of it either. The thing is also, if I cover my head, now I can block and I can make it really hard for my partner to finish the arm triangle, but he can weave his left arm through and block my nose and mouth, and just eventually you will go. It's really naughty, but what we're going to do is, I am not strong and you should either be good enough to just open your elbow and push your partner away. This will never work. To make some space, worst case scenario, so this is just some stalling, I will take both of my elbows like a genie grip, and I won't base to the outside, keep your head strong, but I will pull my partner down to alleviate some pressure of the arm triangle. Now this is not an escape, this will just give you a breather for a second. Now next up, I will open my elbow like Craig Jones shows in the video on his channel, and I will turn my thumb not towards my body, but outwards. So you see my shoulder rotating, and I'm pointing it towards his body. I'll give him my back. I will give him something better. I have to give some back exposure. If he takes the bait, sure, but at least I'm defending the arm triangle. So whilst we're here, I myself really like to, as I'm starting to push my thumb to prepare for his back attack, I cannot get up on this elbow because he's putting all the pressure down. It's very hard to get up. You'll find this when you start training this. So as he's here and I cannot get up, I will open my arm, push my thumb down, and I will start opening to get this get up position here. So my head is up to the ceiling. I convex my chest, yeah, and make a strong back and frame to start getting up. Now, if he doesn't react, I really like to use his hand later, but for now, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start turning back into him and start going to like a dog fight or front headlock or a position there to get on top, and I'm out the arm triangle, that's it. But in practice, it never goes this way. First off, 9 out of 10 times when you try this, you'll just pass out and have to tap. But eventually you get the hang of it and try to escape. So don't start opening your elbow. There's people who try to reinforce it here or here to push the head away, but it's very hard. What I like to do to give a little bit of space is get this genie grip and push his shoulder down as I open my chest up. You feel that, Wart? My elbow opens, my thumb turns down, get to this get up. Now he will slide his knee in and get my back. I will block the hip and I start turning back towards him. So he will try to go for my back, and he might end up here in guard, or maybe he takes the mount. Sure. Let's go a bit back. See it one more time. We're in arm triangle, we messed up. Yeah, don't start opening here. Maybe you're strong enough with your arms, I'm not. Get this genie grip, push him down, and then simultaneously do your get up and start turning your thumb down. I like to block his hip or his thigh. If he starts stepping for the back mount, I will turn my hips back. Maybe I get on top, or at least I go back into a neutral position and don't give him my back straight away. So I think this is a really good escape as you start turning, thank you, and blocking his hip when he tries to go for your back. Let's do another one. Now I take inspiration, because I like to give credit from where I get inspired, not by Craig Jones, but by Khabib. No matter if you guys know Khabib, I hope. What he does is, when there's some space, he grabs his hand in S grip, or game grip, I think it's an S grip, and then instead of pushing my elbow that way, he starts turning his elbows this way. So when you turn your hands together, and you start looping this like a loop, you start pushing up and you circle it over his head to get to this position. Now you're out of the armbar, you're back in the neutral case, and then you can start like scrambling, defending, and grappling, and how you end up, you can see from there. I like to combine both, because when I'm really stuck, if he's like getting into finishing mechanics, it's hard to start turning that away. So I first start out, as he starts finishing, to get this genie just to give me some grip, yeah, I will push from my feet, push my shoulders up as I push his shoulder down towards my feet, not his head to the mat. He's too strong there. Push him down, then I go for the S grip, and then I loop it over and start attacking here, and maybe work my way up with an underhook to a dog fight or what have you not. So there's some way to make some space, one way to turn away like Craig Jones, one way to get an S grip and loop over and go back to his head to escape your arm, yeah? Don't start off pushing to the side. First make some space and loop it over and go back to position. Now finally, for the more acrobatic people out there, this one's really cool.
Hey guys, quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, X Martial. Check out their website for some awesome gear for your no-gi grappling, MMA, or any other martial arts. Yeah? Use my promo code to get a discount or check the link in the bio. Oes.
So my partner has the arm triangle. This time, we're not gonna use our frames. I think every time it's good to start reinforcing your arm and pushing your shoulder down and opening your head up high. I think this is a really good way to start. Just like with an arm where you get an S grip to defend, or when he's in a rear neck choke, you start to defend. It's not an escape, it's just to give yourself a little bit of space and time. Now next up, I'm gonna cup his elbow. I'm gonna look towards my free arm, and I'm going to roll all the way over. Now, it might look a bit stupid and too easy, but it is actually pretty easy to bring his whole weight because he's driving his weight that way, and I'll start rolling and flip him over like this. Yeah? This is exactly how we are going to escape this. Do a back roll. Now, just like in a solo drill, you'll roll over the shoulder you're looking at. So I look at this arm, that's where I roll. Now in practice, I might get stuck. Let's do the other angle. What I do, I make some space, I cup the elbow, now I will get stuck on my hat. So I start looking in this direction, throw my legs up and over, and start rolling. If I don't flip him over completely, he stays back on his knees. Yeah, we got here, I might start working into a scramble or a sit out or try to keep flipping him over. Now if he's a bit heavier than I am, I might get stuck at the top position. Final detail, as soon as I get stuck there, I will reinforce my leg and I will use a kipping escape to just give me that final boost to flip him over. So arm triangle, let's go a bit backwards so we don't go off screen. Yes, perfect. Make some space, cup, open, and I get stuck here. I will just fall back down and he won't let me escape anymore. So as soon as I get stuck there, I will grab my own leg and I will kick my hips, kip him out, there. Start attacking. Let's do a top position. Now these are some ways to escape the arm triangle. Where my partner steps off to the side. Finally, if he stays in the mount, he usually has to dip his hip in, or maybe one leg is still stuck. Just a quick notice, if that happens, you first need to use your free arm to maybe get the leg off, yeah? If it gets caught in your guard, you might make some space. Let's do the arm triangle one last time. Now you start with a full mount. So if my partner is in full mount and both of the legs are in, he has to hip in on the side that he's putting the submission. Yes, there he has to hip in. Now this leg is light. I should first work this leg off and then do the escape I want to do. I hope you can see that on camera. Maybe let's turn a little bit. So go back. If he's on two hips far away, it's pretty hard to finish me. Yeah, and my bridge is pretty strong. If he dips the hip in, this is where he gets the finishing mechanics, but then also this leg becomes light and I can start working off. If it is stuck between my legs, I can leave here a lot of pressure. I can either try and push it off, but it's a hook between my legs. You guys see this? That's when I might switch into like a lockdown. So keep going for the arm triangle, and I just stretch him off with the lockdown, combined with my genie grip, and then the arm triangle is also free. I don't want to go too much into these details because otherwise the video gets way too long. But just for everyone watching out there that says, hey, what if he tries to do an arm triangle and he's not on the side, so he's in mount or he's in like a quarter mount or like a half guard position, yeah, then I have to deal with the legs. Either bring the leg towards the position I want it to be or trap the leg or work it off, yeah? Now here's some escapes, guys. The Genie, Craig Jones, yeah, I'll put the link to the video with Craig up here, the Khabib escape, and finally the roll escape, yeah? Let me know which one you like to do and see you in the next video. Oos.